मैं कुछ मांगती नहीं, वही देने वाली है। बस मन में इच्छा रखो, बुद्धि में रखो। कोई ऐसा कोई बोलेगा मेरे को धन दौलत दो तो माँ नाराज हो जाती है। अपने किसी का भला करो अपने हाथ से, तो उसमें वो पावन करेगी।
Shitla Devi. Despite having lived in Bombay ever since I was born, I had not heard of this name. The very first time I walked into the temple, I had a different expectation. Firstly, I wasn't able to spot the temple immediately, and as soon as I entered, the honking of the cars suddenly faded away. I could see these women selling flowers and a variety of offerings. I was curious why these items were here, and more than that, what they meant. The first shrine that instantly caught my attention was the bright orange facade of the Maruti temple. To the left of the Maruti, I noticed a stone plinth and a gathering space that was somehow cooler than the outside. Maybe it was the stone, or maybe not. There was that general everyday banter that the columns of the temple were echoing. I went inside only to find that the domical ceiling was a proper dome. Weird, because the shikhar outside projected something completely different. The idols of the gods sat comfortably in that cozy sanctum, and there was an aura of purity that felt good.
The immediate left turn, here, is the way from where you enter the Shanta Durga Devi's territory, if you may say so. It has got these vertical columns which are tied by a chain, just to demarcate maybe. And this area interests me more. It's so colorful at times, and sometimes many leisure activities happen here. Then you have office here, a good unhindered location to this entire precinct. Adjacent to it is the residential building. This building is like a mighty compound to the entire precinct. It's interesting how every day you have to pass through all the deities and then enter your home. But I wonder how they must be tackling the Shehnais and the crowd during the festivities. A tree bench in the courtyard. Such a picturesque thing, you know. But this gives me a feeling of a chabutara or a tree bench where people share good community bond. You have a Ganpati here, a Shiv tile. It's not idol but just the tiles. They say that there are ruins, excavated ones. Isn't that a wow? The canopy shades the area where the gossips of women are heard.
I was drawn to the Shiv temple. Firstly, why does the dome appear Islamic? What struck me the most was how the pujaris there tried to attach a Hindu connotation to it. They chose to call the petals attached to the base of the dome as Nag, wrapped around the Shiv's neck. Oddly, the temple's entrance is to the west. Could it be because Shiv faces Shitla Devi? There could be a close relationship between Shiv and Shitla, as she has always kept the two pins next to her. The residencies nearby are attached to the temple quite literally. In places where instead of patakas, clothes are hung to dry, and both the spaces merge and become permeable. The Mahatres live in no man's land, between the residential building and the temple. They use the water from the well often. They say the well's water is divine, and it is taken and used for worshipping the Devi. I was scolded when I immersed my hands into the bucket. And it amuses me how okay they are with the turtles and the catfish sharing the same water. Shitla Devi sits on the veranda, looking over the complex and keeping an eye on it at all times. The Pradakshina path is undefined, self-generated between the buildings that tower above it. It leaves me in doubt as to why the setup wasn't planned. Maybe Shitla was focused more on her healing abilities than her grandeur. Or maybe she was the Teresa of her time.